Yeah, guys and girls, welcome back to another video of my Eastenders episode reviews. Today it is for the 30th of January 2018, and just checking out, see what's been going on for this episode. Not for today's episode though, because that's still yet to come tonight. It is the 5th of February 2018. It's Monday, and yeah, I thought I'd do a couple of the episodes I've missed already. So it all started off with a police car outside the Albert by the looks of it. Yeah, and we have Vincent and his lovely, beautiful wife outside, and the policeman's out there. Something's been going on. The alarms are going off or something. And she's wondering, actually the policeman said, oh, it's your place, is it? Apparently the policeman knows Vincent. And then it cuts into another scene. We have Linda and Mick talking. And Mick is actually saying to Linda, and how's Johnny? Because she's texting by the looks of it on the phone. Apparently she's wishing him good luck or something for his new job or something that he's left Albert Square at the moment. So he's doing this thing. Unless Aidan ends up kidnapping him. And because he was actually having a confrontation with him, like a sort of staring him down and all that. That would be quite interesting if it happens sometime in this week. Then we've got Linda and Mick kissing each other. And says something about very, very hot. I'll show you back in a sec. Okay, right. So yeah, they're basically now we're coming to Phil now. So Phil's just like sitting on a bench with his phone. And who's this coming in a red sort of coat, women's coat? Oh, it's Mel. Oh, apparently she said, oh, I haven't heard from you yet and stuff. She said, unless you were about to. Basically, if he was about to actually send her a message on the phone. There we go. Right, my brother's gone back in the other room because he comes in and out and tries to disturb me a lot. Right, so let's back in this. Apparently she's saying to Phil that he's not stupid. But she's not too sure about Aidan though. Not to leave it too long, but just put a deadline on it about the money in the heist. Saying to him not to dig his own grave and all that. Or Ben's. Because Ben's hidden somewhere, he's gone off somewhere, so he went off. Basically, Phil went to Paris to find out, to see whereabouts his son is. He came back, but he couldn't find him. So he's still on the lookout for him, and he knows that Jay knows where he is and all that, or he's got his phone number. Right, it's back to Vince now, and Vincent Hubbard, and the policeman in his Albert, or the Albert bar, and his wife's there, Kim. Saying to the policeman, say, oh, just take what you want and all that. She's been like sarcastic. And saying the alarm went off by itself. She said, I don't think so, she goes. And she said, oh, we'll talk to the police, she's saying to her husband. Oh, Vincent. And he said, oh, why? And the policeman's saying, why is he selling up and stuff? Is business not doing too well and all that, he said. He said, no, it's never been better, he said, it's been booming. So he's got to reset his alarm now, and the policeman said, "Oh, are you still selling or something?" And the policeman's looking a bit sort of suspicious, like he's hiding something. Oh, and the policeman's saying to him now if he's in a bit of bother and all that, basically to tell him and all that. Even though he wants to sell his business, or even though he's selling his business, even though he don't want to, and he's being driven out. He said the policeman said he knows where he is. But Vincent's very determined, saying he can handle it. Ooh, oh, Mick spooning out all the money and stuff, buying a bottle of champagne at Honey's little place at the moment. She's the little paper shop. Oh, he said he's after some coconut curry sauce, apparently. Oh, Mick. Oh, he said he's after some ice cream gatto as well. Oh, with a little smirk on his face. Oh, Aidan's seen him. And he knows now that he's up to something, or he's lying. And now Aidan's talking to Phil and he said, what's he celebrating? And what's actually Phil celebrating? Maybe some good fortunes, he said. But he said, no, he said, me neither, he said. And now he's staring at Phil, like giving him a sort of like look like he wants them to do something to Mick Carter. Due to the heist that he actually stole the ring, sold it for the 200 grand, and now he's saving the Queen Victoria all of a sudden. He thinks it's all kind of suspicious, which it is. But he actually came up with a cover story, Mick, by stating that basically it was his great uncle war medals that he actually sold and all that, and they actually put a lot of money out on it. Oh, now Mel's coming now, talking to Phil, stating that she's seen Vincent across the road, talking to the bill. By the looks of it, could be up to suspicious. Yeah, could be doing a bit of suspicious talking to the police by trying to get old Phil into trouble. Saying it looks a bit suspicious, saying that he's better be on the lookout and stuff to make sure he keeps his mouth shut about the money and all the heist and all that, because otherwise they could end up getting old Vincent, teaming up on him. Or was old Patrick and Kim now talking to each other? Said he's going to give him a few minutes and he'll go and help old Kim out or something at the house or something. And now he's old Patrick seen Vincent and old Kim's seen him talking to the policeman. But they just think there's nothing really much going on. Just him just doing whatever he's doing. Oh, now we've got Robbie wanting to do get Mr. Masood to actually do his open up his Archie Bargy or do his like sort of food catering, what he done to get these barges out, because apparently he wants him to do it. But I think he ends up finding out in this episode that these barges that he's been getting off Mr. Masood doesn't taste as great, and they're wondering where that taste and the flavour is coming from. And then they finds out it's his auntie who's been doing all the cooking, and she's come up with a secret recipe to it. So he ends up trying to basically trying to get her on his side to do all the cooking, to teach him how to do all the cooking and all that, the special cooking recipe, and teach him the recipe, basically, so he can teach his girlfriend or something, or some woman he wanted to show. But really, he doesn't want. He hasn't got a woman. He hasn't got a girlfriend. They try to set him up in the episode as well, to try and set him up with a woman, his auntie and his uncle. I believe this is the one, but they end up finding out it was actually Robbie all along who wanted to take all the barges off him to sell them around the marketplace and all that. Even though he's not a marketeer no more, the boss of the manager of the area. And then we've got old Ted turned up in the shed. Saying that, look, and then saying to old Patrick, it looks like the lamb to the slaughter's turned up. Oh, and Patrick says he's got family problems or something. Then we've got the auntie and uncle. Well, the auntie trying to show Mr. Masood. Well, she don't want to show him, but she ends up finding out about his little sort of secret, what he's doing. That he's doing it because she thinks he's got a girlfriend. She wants to find out who it is, and then she finds out it's actually Robbie who's actually doing something. Wants to take all the food off him. And always looking in the book now at all the recipes. But it ends up that Mr. Masood can't actually recreate that certain recipe his auntie does. Oh, and then we've got Kim wanting to find out about if they're sisters with Denise. So, but then they end up finding out they will have a test at some point, a DNA test. But Denise don't really. Well, she wants to do it, and they want to do it, and they're basically trying to get Kush. Kim tries to get Kush to try and get a bit of her hair, so she can take it and put it into like the DNA testing kit and all that. So it's all like behind closed doors to try and get Kush to do it all, because Kush is actually the boyfriend to Kim's sister, but they're not really. They found out they weren't actually sisters, but they're wondering if they are sisters, like blood sisters or not. So it'd be a bit of a shock for both of them if they find they're not actually sisters at all. Because I think the mum came back about a year ago back, or the year before that, and she said to Denise that she wasn't her mum or something. So she's wondering who her mum was. Now we've got Mick said he's got an important call to make. And then oh he's phoning Mr. Masood up. He said he's the main man, the chef. Oh, he wants them to make a chicken korma for him. He said it's a British dish. He said, just open the jar, he goes. He says to Mick. He said, how hard can it be? Then we've got Ted trying to do a little swindle on that girl and stuff to try and get information to try and make her a slave, really. He's trying to he wants to teach her how to play chess, but he's trying to basically not go a bit of leeway on her, try and go easy on her. But he tries to cheat, and then she actually finds out that he's actually cheating at the game of chess, and then she ends up pissed off with him. Oh, and then we've got Phil now turned up at the door as Vincent's coming back home, and he wants to know what the hell's going on with the police. Oh, now he's coming in. Oh, he said he has some trouble in Albert. And then Phil goes to him, replies back to him, and says, "Oh, he looks a bit comfortable with the police officer and all of that." And he said if he said anything. But he said he couldn't pin anything on Aidan anything at all because it would be his word against his. But then Phil replies back to him and says to him, "Oh, well, he'll probably end up pinning you in a coffin or something." And he said he can't take any more of it. He's actually breaking already. But he said it's easy for Phil. He said he's got Aidan's got basically Vincent in his sights at the moment. He said who's going to be next on his looking list. He said they'll probably be looking at him next, at Phil and stuff, and having a hard damn look at him. He said Aidan's gonna turn on everyone once he gets the chance and stuff. But Vince said he's gonna sort it. He said it's either him or it's Aidan. It's either him or Aidan, he goes. Ooh. I mean, I like the actual stories when they're like slowly starting to build up, but when they go too slow and they put too much of the story in there and not enough like sort of the action to go with it. I don't know, sometimes it can get boring for the scenes, but oh, got the uncle now, Mr. Masood. Oh, he's trying to say, basically Mr. Masood's doing some cooking, but he's trying to do these sort of like the barges, and his auntie and uncle are wondering if he's got himself a special date at all. And said, "Oh, who's the lucky one and all that? And what's the surname and what's the girl's name? What family she's from?" And said, "Oh, it's a date by the sounds of it." Alright, hang on. Ooh, adverts a minute. Oh, they want to leave their nephew to their date and stuff. He said, "Oh, Mr. Masood's got a date. They're all happy and stuff that he's got a date." But he hasn't really, because he's actually cooking for Robbie to try and create this recipe and all that. So he can give it off to the people around the actual street and all that. Around Albert Square. So basically he's trying to get back into the food business and the hygiene business. Oh, Ted and Bernadette outside the gardens. Saying he's mad for playing chess by himself. Oh, and as she said about him losing, he said, "I ain't afraid of losing." He said, "If that's what you think." He said he's going to show her. Oh. So she's playing a sort of like a bluff game with old Ted. Oh, Aidan talking to Linda. Saying about her boy Johnny leaving town already. He said he saw him moving away. Maybe Aidan has already kidnapped Johnny already, or maybe he's going to kidnap him at some point and then take him like to where the bad guys are and all that. That would be quite cool for a scene. But Linda's saying he's got a job today or something. He's starting his new job. Saying, "Oh, isn't it nice when life treats you nice and well and stuff and comes out all tops for all of them." And she says about time they had some good luck. And saying nothing good comes out unless you actually make it happen. and she's looking a bit like, sort of, not too sturdy, a bit frightened really of him. Not terrified, but just a little bit nervous around him. Oh, apparently it's back to Vincent now, and he's saying to Phil that he can't tell his wife Kim about it, but he said he wants to tell her because she'll keep digging until she finds out what it is. And old Phil says, "Oh, you're a professional liar, you can sort it out and all of that and keep it stum." And saying he used to be a grass, so he's already good for being a liar. And now Vincent's saying he's got a family, he's got his wife, his kids and all that. And he said he does want to throw it away and all that. He said if he had the chance and stuff, he said he would take it out and just leave and stuff. But he said how can he do that with Kim and Pearl? And now he's questioning him, Phil now. He said, would you and stuff? He said if this was Sharon or Dennis. If Aidan had them in his sights and all that. Or Ben. He said, wouldn't you fight for them? Oh, he's trying to say to Vincent that he's doing it suicide and all that by getting up and stuff and fighting with Aidan and all that. Oh, he said if you do anything to Aidan and all that, he said a lot of people was going to be asking loads of questions and all that, and they'd be wondering what the hell's going on. And he said it won't be just Vincent in the frame, it'd be everybody else who was in the heist. But he said he hasn't got a choice. And then he said, oh, they'll probably end up turning him over to the police and stuff. But apparently Aidan wants blood, says Vincent. Oh, Phil said, give him some time. He said, yeah, sort it out. At the end of the day. He said, at the end of the day, everything will be sorted. Oh. And there's Tina with the baby. We've got Linda walking up the stairs. We've got old Mick upstairs as well. He's doing a surprise for Linda. Oh, adverts. Oh, right, hang on. Adverts a minute. Whew. Yeah, I'll tell you what, a lot has happened in the show so far. Hopefully it has a good finish to it. Linda now saying to Shirley's sister that Aidan has been chatting to her about Johnny and all that. That's to Tina she's talking to, by the way. Oh, she can smell something happening. Oh my god, he's been burning the food. Oh, Mick's been burning the food. He's cooking food for her and all that. Oh, now Patrick wants to know why Vincent's not answering his mobile phone. But he said he's been busy. And he said he's been talking to Kim. Oh, Patrick has. But oh, Vincent said it's none of his business. But oh, Patrick said he's seen a lot of boozers inside quite a few times. And he said you get a nose for the ones who last and the ones who don't. And he said the Albert is a gold mine, and he said he's giving it away for pennies, just like that. And he says a lot of answers and a lot of questions he hasn't been telling his wife, says Patrick. And Patrick says, oh, Kim and Denise are like daughters to him, and he said he won't take any messing from Vincent. He said that you're supposed to be her husband and you're telling no secrets and no lies, but yet you're doing both of them. He said, isn't that what it's supposed to be? Oh, Patrick looking a bit starey at him and stuff, to giving him that dirty look. Always saying to tell her the truth. Then, as it goes to... Oh, right, we've got Aidan and Phil in the Queen Victoria. And he's telling Phil to look around the pub. He said, what do you see? And Phil says, nothing. And he said, exactly. He said, yeah, he said, exactly. He said, everything back to normal. He said, all in full swing. He said, just after, days after, they were supposed to be chucked on the street over Mick Carter and his family. All the courtesy of the family heirloom. He said, or was it a scratch card? Who knows? Question mark. He said, or was it some magic beans? Well, hopefully there's no giant involved. He said, whatever it is, he said, oh, Mick Carter's laughing at him all. He said he believes him. He's believing that they've Mick Carter has been taking them for mugs. But he said the question is, what are they going to do about it? Well, what are they going to do about it? Oh, he's laughing now. Oh, Mick Carter outside. He's been getting some delivery foods here, so you can take it back upstairs to Linda for his dinner with her. But oh, Shirley's come out, his mum. Saying she hasn't seen any much work going out in the kitchen. And she's been all sarcastic to him and all that. And he's saying it's all lovely. Oh, Anna, what's going on? Oh. And we've got Bernadette and Ted back in the shed again. And he's trying to teach her how to play chess. Saying about the rooks and the knights and all that. And now she seems a bit confused by it. Oh, she wants a game of chess with him. But he knows he's going to win, or does he? But he knows, apparently he thinks she's stupid or something and doesn't know about chess. or doesn't know that he's trying to play her and all that. And then we got back to Phil and Aidan in the pub, and he said, "Oh, you can see all the guilt coming off him and all that." 2 seconds, guys and girls. Right, guys and girls, I'm back. So we got Phil. What was it? Yeah, he said, Mick Carter looks very guilty apparently. Saying, Vincent looks a bit. Oh, actually no. Vincent looks a bit guilty. He said you can see the sweat coming off him. Oh, he's trying to take it off. Off Mick Carter. Now we've got Mick Carter and Linda having candlelit dinner, having a pie apparently. And then we've got Ted and Bernadette playing chess. Saying about the checkmate, saying, "Oh, it's not very friendly," blocking her in and calling it a checkmate. He said it can't be the person's mate. And she's trying to say that her mum's been taking a mick out of her and her brother and all that. Saying about her reading a book of chess and all that. And he's trying to give her some encouragement to carry it on. Saying don't worry about what everybody else says about her. Just to do it and stuff and just not worry about it. And don't let them. And telling her not to give up. And saying if she carries on like that, she'll give old Patrick a game and stuff. And she's saying, "Oh, how about you?" Oh, and now Vincent's turned up and said he ain't doing this to Phil, he said. He says sitting there on his say-so and all that. He said he wants to do it today. But Phil's telling everybody to basically tell Vincent to tell everybody to meet him to the Arches and all that today. To get there straight away. And then we've got Patrick telling Vincent's wife, Kim, to tell Vincent how she really feels and all that. Oh, and apparently she's set up was it one of these DNA test kits so she can find out if Denise is her sister and all that. Interesting. Oh, and then we've got Mick Carter and Linda having food. And he's trying to make her laugh, or what she is. And she's nearly choking on her dinner. Saying how much she loves her and stuff. And she's saying how much she loves him. and they're clashing champagne glasses to each other and having a little snog, saying what's after. But he's saying to her she hasn't finished her main course yet and she wants sort of pudding or whatever. Oh, she can hear a car going on. Oh my god, oh, Mick Carter can hear his car going off. But he said he had checking away. Because he thought it wasn't his car, but he said he had just checked just in case. And Linda's laughing while they're getting sloshed on champagne. Oh, and on, there's Mick's car going off. Oh, wait a minute. He's checking his car to see if his car's alright. Oh, and on some people coming at the back of the van. Oh, and now Mick's having a fight with these guys, punching them all and that. Oh, and on, they're trying to grab him into the back of the van. Oh, interesting. And now Linda's just sitting there patiently for her husband to get back. Oh, and on, she's got up. And she's going to the bedroom. Or is this sitting room? Oh, sitting room. And now she's looking out the window. Oh, now she's seeing her husband getting dragged into the back of the van and looking really worried for him. And then it finishes off the episode. So, yeah. Interesting episode towards the end and all that. So, really wasn't much into it except for him getting kidnapped and all that. And, Vincent's trying to get Aidan off his back and all that kind of stuff, but getting the help of Phil and all that to do it also. Yeah, so not too bad. 36 minutes in. Anyway, hope you enjoyed the video, guys and girls. If you did, do like, favourite, share, comment, subscribe. Cheers all for watching. This has been the 30th of January 2018's episode. So this was Tuesday. I still got another 2 episodes to do. Plus actually today's episode to do. So that's basically 3 episodes to do. Cheers all for watching. Stay safe and have a good one, guys and girls.